we live? I thought we might be. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a pregame show for the Cowboys and the Houston Texans. It's the battle for Texas. Remember, the whatever is between here and Houston. Remember the Buckies. Let's go Cowboys. Going to smoke Houston. We'll tell you why. And we do have some surprises in the Cowboys lineup. Their actives and actives, who's playing, who's not, all of those things. Right here on the DLLS pregame show, which starts meow. Boy, if you didn't think the Cowboys and Jerry Jones were going through it before, they're going through it now. Jerry's real proud of his billion-dollar building, and part of it fell off earlier.
Wow.
They tried to open the roof because a nice night, you know. They tried to open the roof, and what happened? Part of it fell onto the field. Didn't kill anybody, so that's a positive. As Jason Kidd once said, nobody died, so that's nice.
No.
Congrats to all the people at the Cowboy game who aren't dead. They just went ahead and closed the roof because now it's missing parts. And
Please.
we're going to move on. The American Airlines Center's pulled that move too. When it rains too hard, sometimes the water finds its way to the floor. We're just not the best at secure buildings.
Yeah, this was windy or something, so.
It was very windy today.
It was.
Which is not a reason for your billion-dollar stadium to fall apart. Like, my house didn't fall over and no pieces came off, but if that's what's going to happen. My name is Jeff. Hi, everyone. Next to me is our analyst with two eyes, Aisha Morrison.
Oh, I found out you got some rhythm, Jeff.
I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what to do with my
What you gonna
hands.
say?
I don't know what to do with my hands.
That was good, though. You're just like.
Okay, guys, it's not draft. It is draft season. If you saw the video I did this morning with Brian Broaddus on my YouTube channel, I didn't have a plan for what we were going to do because I forgot that we had a show because that's what I do. And he texted me 3 minutes before, and I thought, oh, we'll just preview the game or whatever and see what happens. We mostly talked draft. So, yeah, that's kind of where we are, and we are hoping that the Texans are able to pull out a W tonight. Let me not say we.
No.
I am hoping that the Texans can pull out a W tonight because we have competition for top picks. There are other teams that are tanking real hard.
Yeah.
And you got to keep up.
You see how they doing?
You got to keep up.
They trying to move around.
The race to the top draft pick is not one for the faint of heart.
You see it happening. I'm sitting up here like, oh, y'all trying to get off my steed.
In our game time look around the league, I'll tell you about the team that is very serious about getting that number 1 overall pick, and they're making the right moves for it. Yes, Katya.
No.
Right, you do have to lie about people being hurt. You got to talk players into being hurt, but it's very doable. Well, I mean, yes, you can. The Giants are benching their starting quarterback. Like, they're benching their starting quarterback, and they can't sell to anybody. He sucks.
Well,
but you can't.
But that's why you can. That's why you can't.
You just have to say the guys that you're benching suck.
You can get away with it with
as long as the guy's not a Pro Bowler.
Things. I'm not into tanking, not my thing, but I do understand the strategy behind it at times. Ick.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. I think you got to be serious about winning.
Oh.
Or you got to be serious about losing to be serious about winning. And so right now I'm serious about losing because I'm serious about winning.
No, I was thinking about the other day. I thought about you. I was thinking about the fact that you kind of brought up the fact that the Cowboys are not a bad team. They're just injured and need some pieces.
Yeah.
And kind of like in 2015 where you were like, we just needed a quarterback. I think you need a little bit more than a quarterback right now. But with this upcoming draft, they can really like refurbish like their roster.
I don't like the word refurbish.
Well, what else do you want to call it?
I don't know. I just feel like that means that, like, I feel like they're refurbished now.
Right now? And so
like the players that they brought in free agency were refurbished.
Okay, so we're looking
old
for
guys who were falling apart.
We want a brand new in the box.
Yeah. We want something new.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's an opportunity for them to get some new pieces.
Yeah.
And not be a team that is like just trying to build, but they have some foundation.
And I do want to be clear. The Cowboys are absolutely bad.
They are bad,
but they're
right
not
now.
bad like some other teams are bad. Theirs is fixable within an off season. For a lot of people, that's not true. We appreciate, what is that, Sam there in the super chat? Thank you. You're a hero. You're doing the Lord's work.
Hi, Sam.
Let's go check in with the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, our friend Clarence Hill, who is out at AT&T Stadium, which is falling.
What's up, Pop-Pops?
Clarence, we got some interesting nuggets with people who are playing, actives, inactives, guys who are starting, guys who aren't starting, and the fact that Jerry's billion-dollar stadium is falling apart. Did the sheet metal that fell from the roof decapitate you or not?
No.
It did. It did not. But first, I want to start. Sam sent a heart emoji with some kisses and the hearts. I think that was for Aisha. That wasn't for you, Jeff.
You don't know that.
What?
That $4.99. He had a little face with some hearts. That was for Aisha. That wasn't
Clarence,
Just being nice.
men love me.
They do.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Okay.
for you. Okay, I'm just saying. I think that was for Aisha. But yeah, it's crazy. I drive to the stadium and said, "Did you hear about this?" I mean, it's crazy. You know what they say? Be careful what you say. Because Jerry said 2 weeks ago when we were complaining about the curtains, he said, "What you want me to do? Tear it down and start over?"
Yeah.
Well,
Look at God.
No, y'all don't say
Look
at
God.
God's starting
God
to tear it
don't-
down, brother.
God don't like ugly and don't like you being a hypocrite and all the other stuff. And you from your mouth to God's ears, as they say. And he hurt you. I mean, it's crazy. But, let's be honest. This could have been worse. It could have fell on somebody.
Yeah,
It
it
fell
could have taken
near-
out you.
No.
Unfortunately, they won't let me on the field before the game. They're hating on us beat writers, and it's only
Oh.
the broadcast down on the field. That's a bone of contention for me because I used to get down there and used to talk to people, players, coaches, and now we only got room for the sponsors and the broadcast people. But I mean, seriously, it was only they were setting up for the game and getting their broadcast. It could have hit anybody, and it could have been really bad. It could have been like that. Remember when that runaway golf cart or whatever got away at AT&T
That was
Stadium
so bad.
during the high school football game? It's
Yeah.
a funny clip now, but
Yeah.
that hurt somebody
I like
really
that.
bad,
Yeah.
really bad.
Didn't
Or
that happen
go
at a
back to the-
Cal game when Marshawn Lynch was there?
Well,
I
no,
think it did.
he was just right. No, he was just having
Oh.
fun, joyride. This
Oh.
somebody really got hurt at the Cowboys game.
Oh,
Then you
oh,
go back.
oh,
I just remember.
Then you go back to Valley Ranch when the practice facility fell down and really hurt some people. So there's been some things that have gone wrong, and so luckily, prayerfully, thankfully, mercifully, no one got hurt. But it is
It's
kind of
mercifully.
kind of microcosm of the Cowboys season. This whole thing has been falling apart, and now Jerry's baby, who he's been protecting against all the people talking about the roof, is falling apart before this game against the Texans when they want to tear them apart.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it.
Nah, I got to tell you, a
Oh my
falling piece of sheet metal, not totally unlike a guillotine when you think about it.
What would you say?
Could have taken somebody clean off right at the neckline.
Clarence. So
Well, I
Jordan
want to say
Lewis,
what?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Our beloved beat writer, Clarence. So Jordan Lewis, obviously not available today. Do you have any information about what this injury is that he's dealing with and maybe how serious it is? I don't feel like we got any update or anything. It was just like he showed up on the injury report and now he's not playing. And I think that's important to what the Cowboys want to do this week.
It's strange because I saw him Thursday and he was going through stuff with Brett and running, and I said on the show Friday, I think he's going to play because he was working out and lining up with the defense. I did not see it being as bad as what it was, and now, not only is he not playing, he's inactive. Izzy's going to the slot, and Josh Butler's starting.
Yeah, what is
And
that?
left corner.
That's not a good sign for your rookie 5th-round pick, Kalen Carson. And I'm not going to make the case that he didn't earn the right to not play, probably. But that is that's quite a move to say, hey, we're just going to bring up the practice squad and you can watch.
Well, how serious is the shoulder thing? Because I've heard mixed things about it. Physically.
We don't know at this point, and I think it's a week to
I
week
wouldn't be
thing.
surprised if he has a surgery.
Well, we'll see, and
Yeah.
we'll find out more after the game and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, seatbelt has not been a seatbelt since he was named seatbelt in training camp. For what reason I don't know, but Kalen Carson didn't look good, and and when he got hurt, the other guy was better, and he got hurt and had to put him back out there, and of course, Deron Bland has yet to come back, And none of that's a good look. You're losing. I think Jordan Lewis has been. Listen, I love the play of DeMarvin Overshawn, but Jordan Lewis has been the most consistent defensive player all season.
Yeah.
Game in
And
the game out, his play, you can rely on him being there and doing his job. He's been the most consistent defensive player all season, and he's going to be missed today.
I agree.
Damone Clark is inactive, and by all accounts, I believe he is healthy. That just seems like a weird one, and I know it's been a thing all season because I honestly think Damone Clark's as good or better than at least one guy who's going to play linebacker today, maybe two. Is that just like sometimes the coaches like certain guys and they don't like certain guys as much? Just seems unfortunate for our guy Damone.
Yeah, and I don't know what his attitude has been since he's kind of been summarily forgotten about, so to speak, going from being a starter to being a bit player and just playing special teams, being a former draft pick. All of that is tough, and certainly at this point you want to see guys too. You're already in the tank mode,
That's
and the Cowboys looking and seeing guys. I mean, no different than Jalen Brooks. I mean, it's the ship is sailed. It's done. And Jalen Brooks inactive, and you got Jonathan Mingo, getting the look, today. And again, we've talked many times about why our guy Cooks is not playing, and is still not playing. I guess they want to see other guys at this point.
Have they said? Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go.
You
Hey,
guys about that same
hey,
thing?
why don't you go? Hey, how do we know with Jonathan Mingo if there's a plan there? Like, I want to see Jonathan Mingo play every offensive snap. You traded for him, run him till the wheels fall off, see what you have.
I mean, I'm sure there's a plan because he talked earlier in the week he was going to play, and Mike McCarthy said in no certain terms he was going to play, and the Cowboys traded a fourth-round pick for him. So now Jerry wants to see him play. Want to let you, because everybody's laughed at the trade, so they want to show you, we know what we're doing. The problem is, what kind of pass offense are you going to have? Look at your quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, what can he really do if the quarterback can't get him the ball against this Texas defense, against that pass rush with this offensive line?
Yeah, and that's the thing is I look. It's like every time that we preview a Cowboy game, you find the ways that you think this game is winnable, and we'll talk about some when we're done with you, Clarence. But like against Houston, yeah, I can draw you the roadmap. I can tell you how the Cowboys can, even within the matchup of your players against theirs, I can draw up how you can compete with and or beat Houston. I can do it, but someone has to throw the ball.
Facts.
And how do you believe in that part? I don't know.
It's
that
hard.
part I just don't know.
And you're talking about, like I did a video that's probably up on DLLS now with the Houston Texans beat writer John Alexander from the Houston Chronicle, and they're motivated it's not just the fans, the players, it's permeated through the organization. They want to open up a can of whoop ass.
I want them to.
No.
I say that.
Yeah. You can say open a can of whoop ass.
I can say whoop ass.
Well, also you can't. Can I give you one piece of advice? Don't say something and then ask if you can say it.
I think I got in trouble just saying the other part the other day, just the last part.
Okay.
Don't say it.
But I didn't
You're
know.
doing good.
But if you put whoop in front of it, it's okay, right?
You can say ass. No, you can say ass. You can't say you can't say ass with something after it.
I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'll call somebody that. Is that what it is?
Yeah, you can't talk about you can't talk about the poop shoot. What were you saying? What were we saying? What were we talking about?
We were just talking about the Texans, and I'm just saying that they're very motivated to do like the Detroit Lions and make a statement on national television against this downtrodden Cowboys team.
Please do.
The fans are here. The players, all organizationally, they want to make a statement.
It's a lot of Texans fans there, huh?
Yeah. Oh no, they're here. They're here. They're tailgating. They've been here all weekend. They're having a good time. It's a Texans takeover right now.
Can I tell you the secret, Clarence, to tell to the Houston people? Like, if you think you're making some sort of statement with what you do tonight, that says more about you than anybody else. You're playing against Cooper Rush. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
If you win by 30, that's not impressive.
Not impressive.
You jerks. Also, I want them
They
to
don't
win.
care.
Yeah,
they don't care. They just
winning's fun.
It's Houston. It's his little brother. They got the little brother syndrome. The whole city compared to this Dallas and the Cowboys got 5 Super Bowls. They just want to win.
So for our pregame and chill prediction of the day, Clarence, in theory, Trey Lance will go in a little bit for some packages or whatever. Do you believe at some point in this game that it will actually become Trey Lance's? Like it'll just be like, yeah, Cooper, we've seen enough of that.
Oh, just like it was last week. I certainly think it's going to get away from the Cowboys, and there's no point of not putting Trey Lance out there and letting him go. Let Trey cook. Let Trey cook.
Let Trey cook. All right, Chill. Have a great day. We'll see you in the postgame show.
Bye, Clarence. Be careful.
That's Clarence Hill. Wait, be careful. Oh, yeah, the stadium is falling.
It's a dangerous place right now, and he's a senior.
He is a senior. Shout out to our people in the super chat. Sarcastro. So, yeah, there's a lovey for Aisha and a lovey for Jeff. See?
Jeff.
They love everybody.
Yeah.
Vance is in the super chat. We all know who the people are crazy for. Why else is it called Netflix and chill?
I'm about to throw up.
People are crazy for Clarence Hill, for Pop Pop.
People like him.
It's time now for our Game Time Look Around the League, which is brought to you by Game Time. That's why I said the Game Time Look Around the League, because it's brought to you by our friends at Game Time. Go download that app. Here's what's happened around the NFL if you haven't been paying attention this weekend. Daniel Jones, the Giants starting quarterback, has been benched. If you're asking yourself, is this because they've got a really big contract in the NFL? If you get hurt, your contracts are guaranteed for that injury. Yes, they are absolutely benching their best option at quarterback to make sure that they can cut him later and to make sure that they lose games to race to the top of the draft. So Cowboys, if you are serious about competing with teams like this, they know what it takes to lose. Get your act together, bench good players, fake injuries. The Eagles are still good at football. They took down the Commanders on Thursday night. Screw them, but they are good. The Fighting Aaron Rodgers has got beat again, and this time it was by the lowly Indianapolis Colts, and I love that for no particular reason. Future Hall of Famer Justin Tucker's reached wash status, happened in a hurry. Missed 2 field goals. Ravens lost to the Steelers 18-16. The Lions beat the Jags 52-6. It's now a guarantee that Jason Witten's going to be the next head coach of the Cowboys because of a former Cowboys tight end that was kind of a jobber can be a good coach in the NFL, and Jerry sees that happening, then Jason Witten is obviously Tom Landry reincarnated. Chiefs are no longer unbeaten. They fall to the Bills 30-21 yesterday. Take that, Taylor Swift, but I do love you. Chargers beat the Bangies last night 34-27, and there you are. That's your Game Time Look Around the League. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. Woo. All right. We ready to preview?
I'm screaming. A couple of them comments was funny.
I'm going to tell everybody a secret about the Around the NFL segment.
What's the secret?
I always forget that it's a thing. And then 8 minutes before the show,
that's straight up.
I check the scores, and then I just add stupid comments.
No, it's good commentary. It was honest commentary.
No, I think that DLLS or their parent company, ALLCITY, knew what they were hiring, and they're getting what they hired.
It was good. It's a good thing.
This is me.
People's attention spans like that good anyway, so you doing it fast like that is best.
I think
it's efficient.
I think a couple of ADHD kids broadcasting really speaks to the American public.
I support it.
I think it really speaks to
people. But you're on the other side of it. Like, I go off on tangents, and you are very, we're opposite in that way. Where I get long-winded, you don't.
Well, that's because I don't know where I'm going. If I try to do something that's long form, I'll find myself in the middle. I'll keep making words, but I'll forget why I started talking.
No, my brain is like, oh, that connects to that. Oh, guess what? You have a memory from that.
Uh-huh.
Guess what? You tasted that food the other day. And then my brain just connects that way.
Shout out to all our ADD friends. Please like and subscribe while you're here.
All right.
It's time for the 2-Eye in the Sky, huh? 2-Eye in the Sky, your matchups to watch in Cowboys-Texans tonight, as we are very much hoping that the Cowboys can pull it together, play a great game of football, and get a huge win. Loss.
Listen, so coming into this game, I was looking at Cowboys catch a little bit of a break, Jeff. Will Anderson Jr. is not going with an ankle, and holy crap, Tyler Guyton is rejoicing somewhere if he is starting.
Yeah, that's true, because Danielle Hunter tends to line up over here, which means he would have gotten a handful of Will Anderson, and now he'll get some jobber. I don't even know who the next guy up is, nor am I worried about it. So now we can actually just devote either Jake Ferguson or Princeton Fant. By the way, Hunter Lipke inactive today, and Princeton Fant is active. So Princeton Fant, get ready to help Terrence Steele all day. He's kind of a fullback, tight end, hybrid type, thick dude.
He's confusing. Every time I've seen him
at camp, he was kind of fun.
Yes. Every time I've seen him at camp, I'm like, hey, he stands out.
I was like, is he a short, fat tight end, or is he a tall fullback? And the answer is both.
It's confusing. Yes, it's confusing. The only thing about him is I wish he would just sustain blocks longer. he will get up on the block. He'll be square. His feet will be moving, but just need his grip strength just to be a little bit stronger, and I think he could be good. But yeah, I mean, he knows the scheme. He knows how things work. He's going to be helping out. But I guess my matchup to look at then, since I wonder if they do move Danielle Hunter on the other side and try to attack Tyler Guyton. It doesn't matter if it's
I was going to say, do you need to?
Oh, my God. I can't stand you, man.
Is it Danielle Hunter, like, happy either way? He's like, look, trust me, it's fine.
You're not helping. The other side, the other matchup that I'm looking for are also Diggy Zua, Mozzie Smith, but also to the Dallas linebackers. I think that we could see Zimmer do a lot of, like, double A blitzes and stuff like that up the middle, given that the Houston Texans interior offensive line is what struggles maybe the most at this point. So I'm just, again, we're at this point in the season, you already know, we're just looking at like a matchup now is Israel Mukuamu, Tank Dell in the slot.
Yeah,
that matchup 100% favors the Texans.
That's a hilarious matchup. Just because Tank Dell is what, 5'8", 5'9", $165, and Izzy is 6'4", 215. It's not usual that the guy covering is 7 inches taller.
I could definitely see.
It's going to be wild to look at.
I can see Slowick attacking that. With Josh Butler is interesting because you will watch him in preseason and he can get a little handsy, but I like his aggressiveness and he plays with some fire. He'll jump some routes. He'll do some things. We'll see how he handles being on defense today. But I don't know, man. Like, honestly, there's so many matchups to be looking at. Those are the ones that make me the most nervous, though.
I do, like, going back to earlier, like, I can draw up why the Cowboys should have a chance to win this game, but
it's the quarterback.
Once I go through all of them, I then go, but Cooper Rush is obviously going to have to play 50 times better than he just played. But there are elements of this matchup that I think work for the Cowboys.
I think defensively you can get after it. I think you can get after it in some spots with these guys.
And now the secondary is a little bit iffy now that you're down 2 of your starting corners. Like, I think that gets a little bit iffy for you. But at the same time, they're not, like, Joe Mixon's having a good season, but they're not, when you go by how efficient they are when they run the ball, they're almost in the bottom of the league. They're not a good running team. So if they can give you a chance because they're not great at it, because they don't do a great job opening holes, if you're able to be competitive against their run game and they run a balanced offense, they can't block Micah Parsons. They probably can't block Osa. Like, you can really, really get after this football team. And they're down a starting corner. So if you can move CeeDee around and get the matchups that you want, you're in good shape there. Like, there's a lot of things about this particular matchup that if you just told me you could get okay quarterback play, I'd say, oh, you can beat them. But can I get okay quarterback play?
We don't know.
Probably not.
No idea if that's going to happen in real life or not. I'm terrified. Now, what's interesting to me too, though, Jeff, is like, clearly the Cowboys is kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and trying to see if it sticks.
What does that mean? What are you saying about?
That's how you test to make sure your spaghetti done. I don't do it like that. I'm just going to take it out and bite it. But some people...
Do they do that with the sauce on it?
No, just the pasta. Crazy.
And is it, if it's done, it does what?
It stick. It don't stick. Does it stick? It stick.
Don't know. It either sticks or it doesn't
how I
stick.
Test it. Y'all tell us in the chat. How do you test if your spaghetti is done or not? But
I don't.
No, it's interesting that they're not doing that for the safety position. I'm not trying to start nothing.
Oh, like actually bringing different guys, giving different guys opportunities.
You might as well.
Yeah, I agree with you. No, I agree with you. Their active and inactive stuff is interesting today. Like, what did Lipke do wrong that Princeton Fant needs to get a look?
Well, they're saying he's McInjured.
Okay.
They're saying there's something wrong with him. I can't remember what they said.
Okay, so he's McInjured.
He is.
And then Kalen Carson is McInjured, so even though he's active. And we're going to get a look at practice squad guys over him. Right. But we can't take Donovan Wilson off the field for either. Which one's banged up? Bell or like one of them was on an injury report, right?
Had a concussion. Okay. I think he's good to go now. But Marquise Bell is the one that is not confusing me, but it's just been weird because this guy goes from playing pretty much every snap on defense. Granted, I understand that it was because you didn't have any linebackers. However, he defended well against tight ends, and you haven't used that at all this year, which you would think you would, because you've been getting your ass whooped by tight ends.
Yeah, and I think Marquise Bell is, like, I think he was way better last year than people give him credit for.
I
there's
agree.
nothing you can do about I don't play this position, so when they run it up the middle, I might be late to see it. I might get blocked up. I am too small to be a run-stopping linebacker. But, I mean, in a passing NFL, overall, I think he was really good. It's just, yes, if you're running at us all day, I'm going to be a problem. But he played a lot of good football for them, and now you can't get on the field while we have to watch Donovan Wilson give up 17 touchdowns every week. That's pretty interesting.
And his linebacker time clearly, to me, gives an advantage over any safety that's going to be in the box. Like, it doesn't matter. You're a safety. But this guy was, playing legit linebacker, and I think that has value. So I don't know. I'm really curious to see what his story looks like after this season, what happens at that point. But yeah, I'm terrified of Nico Collins just being like, "Hey, I'm here. I haven't been here. You guys missed me."
That'd probably be fun for them. I'm also interested in how well the Cowboys can run the ball, because we do know, thanks to the breaking news from the greatest beat writer in the history of the Dallas Cowboys, Clarence Hill, that Rico's the dude. Rico will come out when he taps his helmet, and we know, they know, everybody knows that the Cowboys would rather not ever call a pass play. So can you block them up, especially considering that Foley Fatukasi, nose tackle for the Texans, who's turned into a nice player, is also an inactive. So they're without a starting corner, Kamari Lassiter. They're without a starting edge guy in Will Anderson, and they were without their nose tackle. And if you could run block decent and give us a chance here, then maybe we could give Cooper Rush an opportunity to hand off, play action, throw it down the seam, give him a chance to get something going. If not, I do need to take back probably my criticisms and worries long-term, because Dak hadn't played great football this year, and I haven't felt great about the football he's played this year. But if you're going to continue to get 2 yards per attempt when it's not Dak, then I just need to apologize and be like, actually, Dak was working miracles.
As he typically does. In fairness, we've seen this movie before. I will say too, another thing too, before we go, that I noticed about the Texans is how much they blitz and how frequently they blitz.
Get the third down, they're gonna come get you.
Tell me, but they blitz on first down. They blitz on sometimes second down. It's not just third down dependent. So how would you, Jeff, how you just mentioned the run, how would you take advantage of that from a running aspect? Are we talking tosses? Because you can use their aggression and them getting upfield.
I do think at that point I think at that point it kind of turns into a guessing game, which makes it hard, because it's like, okay,
sorry,
so
I thought you would have
no, because I think if somebody is going to run blitz, it's like, okay, in what way?
Right?
Are you just talking about we're occupying all these gaps and we're coming through these gaps and we're leaving no gap for you to actually run through? That makes it tough. But if you're talking about bringing one guy, then in theory, I want to work the screen game behind him. If I think that I see it coming, I want to run away from it. Or if it's pressure coming from outside, hopefully in that play, you're calling something that goes right up the middle and he's taking himself out of a play. And I think that turns into the chess match between coaches, which nothing this year from the Cowboys has given you a lot of optimism that if that's what we're doing, where we're trying to guess who's thinking what and who's going to do what, I don't have a lot of faith in my guys being better at it, but that's a good thing.
I got excited. I asked you the question because I was like, this is
You thought I had a great answer already?
It was a good answer.
Oh.
That's what I was asking for. I was like, let me tackle his football mind and let him talk about how you would run the ball against a very aggressive defense that gets upfield, that can, I don't know, you can make their edges run the loop. Like, they're very get upfield quickly type situation. So how do you take advantage of that? So thank you for
I think a lot of it turns into having fun in the screen game, which the Cowboys, the last decade, suck at. But I do feel like they've popped a couple of them this year.
A few.
And so maybe you have an opportunity there.
And it doesn't even have to just be Rico out the backfield. I mean, you've got a couple receivers that you think can come out the backfield. We talk about Mino.
And they can do it with Ferg.
They can do it with
where you're showing a block and then you're whoopsie.
And let them slip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm out here making
Chiefs
plays.
do that all the time.
So I think there's opportunities abound for the Cowboys. And if you can get average quarterback play, then I think they'll actually have an opportunity to win this game. And I'm not joking. I hope that they don't.
No,
I am chasing after losses the rest of the way, and I want to have a high draft pick, and then I want to trade it to somebody who wants a quarterback, and then I want to have even more draft picks, and I want to add good players to this football team. But at the same time, we are watching a game tonight that we're going to talk about after the game, and people are happier if you win at football, I think.
They are typically.
In the chat, do you want them to win or lose?
Please.
In the chat.
It's been a mixed bag. I've seen a lot of different comments.
Like, I see Cowboys need to lose. I like to see Jerry look like he's going to cry. So hit the like and subscribe if you're here. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Have I missed any supers, Katya? Nobody else wants to just donate free money to the corporation?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of messed up.
Yes.
In which case, well, we thank you guys for being here. We've already done a score prediction, but I think as you get closer, you're allowed to change your score.
Okay.
I'm going to get on record 7-14-21, 4-7-30. So that's either 30 or 34. They're either just going to score 34 or 30, and the Cowboys are going to score 13 or 16. So that's a double prediction.
I'm going
30
16.
or 34 to 13 or 16.
I'm going 16-27 Texans.
I will never be happy.
Barnacles.
lose, L. I need a win. There's somebody who wants to win.
Win
at all costs. Yeah, there we go. We better lose Travis season. Yeah, we got hashtag tank for Travis Hunter, Colorado. And we got hashtag be ass for Ashton. Ashton Jeanty. Cowboys absolutely lose every single damn game. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
I want those picks. You got the disease rubbing off on
That's what
people.
I'm talking about. Katya, on the way out, can we get an ice tank barreling around the corner? Good luck tonight, everybody. Remember the goal. That's it. And we'll see you after the game. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy, or else that's not a threat.
It's a threat.
We all silly like the mayor.